This video will show you tips on how to navigate effectively between different client files. So this is useful when you're working on a client case and you have to see a client questionnaires and private notes and reports, and you need to see different files simultaneously, or you need to switch back and forth between them. So we're going to learn how to do this in the most effective way possible. First of all, let's start by opening a client record. So in this case, I have an example client. And you can see there are multiple private notes for this client, multiple questionnaires, and we also have multiple reports here. So imagine, for example, a common case is that you want to see a client questionnaire that perhaps the client filled in, and you want to type some private notes. So one way you can do this is by just switching between these two tabs, but perhaps it can be faster if you select this URL in here. You press Command-C or Control-C in your keyboard to copy, or you can right-click and select Copy. And then you can open a new tab, paste the URL. This will open the same client record, and now you can navigate to the relevant page. So in this one here, we have the questionnaires data. In this one, I'm going to open private notes. And you can quickly tell which one is which, because in here, questionnaires data is selected in blue, and in this one is private notes. So if you're working with private notes and questionnaires simultaneously many times, you could create your own habit, for example, of having always the left window for private notes and the right one for questionnaires, for example, or any heuristic that is useful for you to, so that if you always follow the same process, it'll be easier to do. Now, you could type information in this window and periodically check this other window for the data you need from the questionnaire. And as long as you keep these two tabs separate and you do private notes in the tab number 1, in the left one, and questionnaires on the other one, this can be quite practical. If you have a big screen, you can do the following. You can also separate the windows into independent windows and open them side by side. So in Google Chrome, you can just drag this window, like I've just done, and then you can resize it, and you can put it here on the side. And now I can do the same with this other window in here. I can resize it. And there are some, for example, in Windows, you can do this automatically. The Windows will automatically snap the windows to make them half and half. On Mac, you can do this manually, or you can install a plugin to do this faster. But in any case, you can put them side by side, like I'm doing here. And now you have notes on the left and questionnaire on the right. So this can be a practical way to do it. And I'm recording this on a laptop, but on a bigger computer screen, like a desktop computer, it may be comfortable to fit 4 or 6 different windows like this for anything you need. So you can also do it in a laptop, but the screen may become a bit crowded. So you whatever is comfortable for your workflow. Right, so now we have this configuration. Now, what if we want to open a report? So one way to do this would be, again, you can open another tab for this client by copying the URL and pasting it in here again. So like this, you don't have to go back to the dashboard, find your client, and browse through all of your NutriAdmin files, which, if you have a large account, it can be a bottleneck. Like this, we have all 3 tabs are in the same client record. And now in this tab, I can open the reports. So these are the reports for this particular client. And I'm going to just make this screen bigger for showing the example. I can open the report, for example, this test report, view edit. And I can type information in here. And if I need some data for this client, I can click in here, example client, and this shows me a summary of the client information. So basically, this will contain all the questionnaires and all the private notes for this client, but it will only show fields that are filled in. So for example, if you have 7 questionnaires and the client only filled in 1 of them, you will only see the questionnaire that was filled in. You will not see a long list of empty fields in here. So this can be a quick way to check information about this client whilst you are typing the report on the left. Now, if you are in the report screen and you want to go back to the client, you can just, here on the right, you can click on the client's name and you can click Go to Client Record. So the only thing to take into account in here is that you should save your report first. So this will ask you to confirm, do you want to go back to the client? So if you didn't save, you can click Save first, make sure everything was saved, and now go to Client Record. And this takes you directly here. So it's very easy to go back from a report to a client report, to the client record. And now you see how you can go here, Reports. I want to see this report. You can check it. You can copy any information that you need, and now you can click Go back to Client Record. And again, you can see all the reports of the client, and this can be a convenient way to go back and forth between reports for a client without having to go back to the dashboard and back to the list of all reports. And this can be combined with the previous idea. So I can open a report that I'm typing for this client. This could be a new report. Then I can resize the window. So let's say I want to put it this size. And now here on the side, I can put another window. And if we want to really, you can fit as many windows as is comfortable for you to read in the screen. And this basically, so with these techniques of opening multiple tabs, copying the URL, and having separate windows side by side and navigating back and forth between reports, you can use these techniques to be more efficient when you're working on a client case. And you can mix and match the techniques in any way that is relevant in your case. And this can be done with as many tabs as you need. Just if you develop a habit of working, like some of our users, they say they open always 4 tabs with like maybe one with a questionnaire, one with private notes, and 2 reports. And they always position the windows in the same layout in the screen. And like this, they can just be organized and follow a routine. So you can develop your own workflow like this if it feels relevant, and use these techniques so that you can work faster. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and hope you find it helpful.